Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. I've got a lot more time to stream lately because my days pretty much involve sitting around waiting for fulfillment and feeding puppies. I want to talk a little bit about KAMEN America and why it's got nearly, well, over 1,500 backers and made peanuts, made no money, and how the failure to really earn money on this project was soundboarded and showcased as a great moral victory, as some sort of great success over the reality that for $2,500 you can basically produce shit. We're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to talk about his KAMEN America Volume 2, and of course why, as always, Conquest Comics is going to win, and whatever this is going to disappear. And that's going to piss off a lot of people, especially in any Comicsgate. I'm probably going to upset some alt-right boys, because this is their jam. Just listening while I draw, thank you for the stream. No problem, Ethan. This one was probably one that you're going to be interested in, actually. This fucking horrendous idea. And more importantly, we're going to talk a little bit about this. 11 days, $14,000. So, this is a bit cringe, frankly. This is kind of like this is a cringe concept right here. This is not noble. This is not heroic. This is vanity. This is just pure vanity, right? And that is not an admirable quality. That's not something people think is great. Made and printed in the USA. God bless him for that. Don't print in China, guys. The reason I wanted to make this video is because KAMEN America number 2 is doing pretty poorly. Now, some people are going to go like, oh, it did great. But it failed to maintain an audience. Now, there's a few possible reasons for this. It could be that Tim Lim bounced his projects around. He did Black Ops, he did a few other things. By the way, I can't see the chat right now, I'll look in a bit. But time and time again, we have seen this ultimately ends in failure, and that it is better to cultivate a genuine relationship with your audience, listen to the product that they want, and produce something that's in line with what they want. Maintaining consistency is absolutely key. Your audience cannot connect to your characters if they only have a limited amount of exposure to them. Similar, we're making characters that are entirely sort of hung up on a gimmick rather than a message. It's not going to be something sustainable. And right now, the market needs sustainable properties. Otherwise, you end up with Tim, who got basically no money for this. Despite having one of the largest backer numbers out there, it meant a lot of people jumped in and went, great. And that would have been acceptable if these were comic book fans, okay? If these were actually comic book fans, which frankly are pretty radical guys that don't have much of a sense of humor. 942 people on digital alone, that is amazing. Presumably, that should be enough to sustain yourself as a steady business, to be able to inspire enough people to follow this character and find something compelling about it. But this was a cause, not a character. Okay? This was a cause. And it's a cause that now people are tired of. But these guys revel in stories that are about war and conflict and crushing the weak. Here we have stunning visuals, absolutely stunning visuals, but we have what is ultimately a failed book and a failed franchise. By inflating it the way you did and playing this dangerous game, you run the risk of either it running into a cost for yourself, or you're failing to deliver their product. This it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Yeah, no one cares. No one cares. This is a constant failure that we see over and over and over again. It's a failure to understand, look, it's a crossover that if you like my Black Ops, guys, look, I'm not going to go striking down people's YouTube shows and stuff like that. I will strike their YouTube shows. But this is all sex appeal and flash in the pan marketing, which is really the thing that I wanted to address most in this stream, and why I'm going to keep coming back throughout it. It earned basically nothing, and with these numbers, if these were genuine comic book fans, people that were genuinely interested, the return on this would be monumental. Instead, we shift over to KAMEN America Volume 2, which has 11 days to go. And I could be wrong. Maybe this will do even better than the first one, but I have my severe doubts that it will. This is a dead franchise. This is a failed franchise that has failed to achieve its potential and provide to its customer base what it could have been. You know, you've got your sex appeal over here. It's got 38, 20, 29, 68. And that's because of that. Not because of this, not because of big titty girl over here. But it's because beauty is different to sex appeal. But even so, you know, it's not going to really go anywhere. There probably will not be a KAMEN America Volume 3. If it is, there'll be even less of a return. You know, even less of a return. An unexpected sleeper hit. It wasn't a sleeper hit. You know, like you got a huge following and made no money on it. You undercharged yourself tremendously, and you appeal to a radical demographic that ultimately are not going to continue to support you because they are not comic book fans. And this product had the opportunity to turn them into comic book fans, and clearly from these numbers, from this turnout, you failed to do so. It doesn't work. It does not work. And if that's what you're thinking when you're going to be marketing your book, don't be a fool. Overall, this is just it's another big failure. It's another failure. It's like there's nothing virtuous about not making money, about selling your book for less than what you could demand. I mean, at the end of the day, this really could have been a vehicle to bring in a bunch of people into comics that might not have otherwise given it much of a chance, and it's an absolute failure to achieve even that. So live and learn, guys. I mean, I like sexy ladies. I like lying down on top of a hot broad as much as anyone else, you know. But it ain't enough. It ain't enough. And let's be real. Let's be real here. Whereas people might be more willing to buy a book with an attractive lady on the cover, even most women are shown to prefer strong, heroic men. And we live in an age right now where strong, competent, heroic men who were once the industry standard are gone. Who wants to be saved by a woman? It's in our genetics. It's coded into what we are. You know, this is something that you might judge, you know, on a beauty contest, but you don't want to bursting through a building to snatch you up and save your life. Now, I know that gets me a lot of shit. Everyone says that you know, I'm a horrible sexist and a bigot, but I'll tell you what. Following my idea, I'm going to make more money than this, and it'll definitely get more than 317 backers in what I do. This will probably peak out around 500, I'm guessing. But again, this is shameful. This is not enough to do a proper print run, and the standees that he's claiming cost a whole lot more than $650 to put together a book, print it, ship it, and put together standees, posters, and pretending otherwise is frankly, I would say criminal. This is just a red, white, and blue bunny, you know. Overall, this is a huge failure, and this should be a very big learning lesson for everyone involved. All right, I'm going to pop over to the chat now and see what everyone's saying. I'm sure that I've been getting ragged on for most of this video, but let's find out. Perhaps because it's super gay, I don't know the context, but maybe hit the book itself, I don't know. Ethan is right, it's gay. Yeah, it is. It's pretty embarrassing. But Tim and I have never had an actual falling out or a disagreement. I just think that his business sense is very poor, and he's wasting his talent doing things the route that he has. Why are you mad at Timothy Bunny Boy Lim? I'm actually not. I just think that it's foolishness and a bad example. Manga-chan is better than KAMEN America. This is true. Let's see, scrolling down here. Okay, no, see, so here we go. KAMEN America made 66,000 from 200 backers on the second campaign. That's great. I didn't see that. So, yeah, you know, Conquest Comics, that's good to know. Let's go over and have a look at that. Let me just scroll down and catch up. Thanks for informing me, you know. Liam, please check out the chat. Yeah. Sorry for the thing, Marvin. I'll definitely go check that out. That'll be fun. We can talk about this. So, what you're telling me is that he launched it on Kickstarter. It did 66,000, and then it let's say you get Xenotype out first. Xenotype's getting fulfilled real soon. I'm really interested to. This is so awkward. I know. I'm interested to have a look at this. Yeah, let them clip it. They clip everything I say, dude. I don't care. And so here we are with Timothy Lim on Volume 2. Now it's got 2,000 backers. That's great. So maybe everything I've said is wrong. Maybe he was able to mobilize his fan base over here on Kickstarter. Let's find out. Let's see. So he's got 229 backers for digital. Then up here he's got 10 or more for the graphic novel. How many is he's moved to? He's 354 books. Okay, that's solid. That's good. But where are all of these backers coming from? Let's keep going down. So he's got 500. This is for both the books. Okay, we've got down here the swimsuit. You've got 140. This comes with the calendar and the volume 2. Down here, swimsuit and calendar. So this is 255. $10. Maybe I should try cutting down my costs. Maybe it's a good idea. I don't think so, but maybe Tim Lim is a better businessman than I thought. Maybe there's more of a demand on Kickstarter than on Indiegogo. I don't think that's true. I don't think that is true, but maybe. Let's have a look here. This is interesting. And you guys are about to see whether or not Liam is so proud that he will not admit when he's wrong online live. So his ultimate tier had 10. Does that really add up to 2,000 backers? Like, was it just? It doesn't. Like, obviously it does, but like, does Kickstarter have a thing where it doesn't show you if your numbers go down? I mean, but he still only made $66,000 with 2,000 sales. I mean, I made more than 66,000, and I only sold like 600 books. So like, do the math. Sorry for the stall, guys. My brain is processing this. I'm wondering if he was successful. Yeah, you're looking at a modern day classic episode, folks. That's right. Yes, this stream will become vaporware. Yes, it will. Like I said, I always make content that people talk about, don't I, ladies and gentlemen? This is what happens when you do things live. I'll pass. Liam running for 30 minutes and ends up wrong. Well, hey, this is what happens sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happens. Tim Lim launches on Kickstarter, then sells overstock on Indiegogo. When you order on Indiegogo, he delivers a week later. Well, that's an interesting model. I did not know that. You haven't made a book yet. Yeah, I have. I've made a bunch. What are you talking about? Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we've learned that I've been thoroughly humiliated. I've been dragged through the mud. It turns out that I was wrong. Ladies and gentlemen. You don't need substance or deeper story. You can make $1 million on a pretty face. Well, I guess you can make $66,000 on a pretty face and mediocre anime art. I guess everyone should do it. Prove me wrong. Prove me that, rub it in my face. Let's see 1,000 Kamen Americas out there to outcompete with me and have me toppling over in failure, as a storyteller, as a creator. How dare I speak my opinion and show me with your Kamen America homage books. I mean, seriously, I look at this and I just really am not impressed, guys. I really am not. But regardless, I guess that's just my personal preference, and this is what happens sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. And I am glad that someone in the chat took the time to inform me, because I was looking at his numbers on Indiegogo, and I thought, this is ridiculous. What is the man doing? He has to be undercutting his other staff or using his secondary job to just one day without this happening. I'll be right back. I am back. Sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. You should focus on your own work instead of attacking other creators. Isn't that great advice? Isn't that great advice? Isn't that good advice? Do you think that I'm attacking other creators when I talk about what I think makes a successful campaign? Do you think that it's attacking other creators when I tell people to steer clear of things that I believe are dangerous traps that will lead you to career ruin and failure? Is that an attack on someone else? Or could it be that I'm a little bit concerned about the fate of things, you know? As for focusing on my own projects are fine. Now it just means that I need to make more than $666,000 plus whatever he makes on Indiegogo to prove my point, which I can probably do. Then I raised the bar, I guess. I didn't want to do a female superhero book, but I'll do it to prove a point, and I'll sell better to prove a point. It won't be the first time. And maybe I'll be wrong, and you can all caper and rub that in my face, and rub salt in my face, rub salt in the wounds, and say, Liam, you can't do a better book than KAMEN America. You can't do a better female superhero book. So you failed, Liam. You're a failure. And then won't that be fun for everyone? We'll see. We will see, won't we, ladies and gentlemen? Let's say mid next year. 6 months. 6 months. Give me 6 months. I'll have my team in fighting shape. I'll have my book all primed and ready. You'll laugh, you'll smile, you'll cry. You'll be keen to put your dollar down to find out whether I can put my money where my mouth is. You'll find out. We'll find out. I just don't see it having longevity. And again, I could be wrong. I guess I could be wrong. But this wasn't so much actually about KAMEN America anyway. So much as it was with what do we call it? With oh well, Mr. Dong, you love this. So I saw KAMEN America on Indiegogo, and I thought, why the fuck is this thing only got like 25,000 Australian dollars on it? This is a fucking joke and a failure. What have you done, Tim? And I did a stream about it. And I was like, hey, this is why sex will not sell over substance, you know? I was like, hey, you know, sex appeal is valuable and all, but you've got to have solid substance and good story too. And I use that as a mechanism to say, like, hey, radicalizing, you know, groups doesn't create comic book fans, which is still something, you know, I believe, maybe in my bias, maybe I'm wrong, you know? Then someone in the chat yelled at me that I was wrong and that Tim Lim had made $66,000 on Kickstarter. And I went, oh, okay. I went over and I had a look, and it turns out I was wrong. You know, it turns out that you can just radicalize an entire group of people to your cause and produce a pretty mediocre book, frankly, and make a bunch of money doing it. You know, and you can do it with just sex. So then it was me telling everyone that, yeah, go do that. Everyone go just put a bunch of pretty girls on the front of your books. You know. Okay, sorry. So yeah, so that's what happened. So I was thoroughly humiliated. on the stream. I was torn apart.